yes, there is a pattern where I can get easily wound up into trying to foresee every possible danger, which is quite a mission with a little fast running underfoot little being like this. And when I know that the only place to have peace is to step into the soul's knowing that nothing can happen to Shelby without her soul's permission. And it's not my job to say or know or determine what that is. So clearly I have a preference because of the joy and the impact on my life, and it's not my place to say that for her or for anybody. Now that, for the human ego self, is a tough one. And however, when we say no from the soul's perspective, there are no mistakes, no victims, and no accidents. And even though we hear about terrible, tragic accidents all the time, and it's not the old, oh, you chose this or you're responsible for this, because at the human level, we didn't, we don't, and we can't. It can only make sense at the soul level. So just as we say there are no mistakes, no victims, no accidents, at the heart of it all is a soul who knows exactly what she's doing. I am invited to give Shelby's, that's the puppy's, little soul, her big soul, little tiny body, but big soul, the respect of saying, I know that nothing can happen to you without your soul's permission. So that doesn't mean I don't take appropriate care of physical dangers that I know about and understand, but it does mean I can't prevent everything from happening. I can't know and foresee every possibility, and I can't take on the responsibility of her life. So we can be responsible parents of our inner children, our physical children, our fur baby children, and we will be responsible in that we tune into them, we consider what will serve them and assist them, we contemplate how to be the most loving to them, how to bring the love, how to give them the richest, most beautiful experience of life that we can provide through our demeanor, our mood, our words, our actions, our cuddles, our thoughts, our feelings, all of that. And at the same time, we cannot be responsible for their life. So if their soul has come with a commitment to itself, right, to have a disease, have an accident, have an experience, as their primary carer, I can do everything in the power of my love to love them, but I cannot prevent things happening to them because that is that soul's permission and journey to have. And I'm sure you've all heard it said, oh, they chose this, or which people hate hearing because it became used quite punitively. Oh, well, you chose it, so why are you complaining, right? And it's not that. It's that for us to be here living the soul's journey, saying, I am not the victim of this life. I'm not the victim of myself this life. I'm not the victim of other people this life. Now, I know that you all know that that includes processing the things that we experienced as children when we were effectively victims. We couldn't choose and know as children. And yet at the soul level, even then, nothing could happen without the soul's permission. The soul's permission. And that is why we need to always come from the heart, not from the head that is going to judge, fear, blame, criticize, overthink, strategize, all of those things, right? We can't ever be responsible for another person's life, because that is ultimately, they've already come with that agreement with their soul, which is not for anyone else to know or to influence or determine. It doesn't mean you don't help people, doesn't mean you don't rescue them when you can, or because that's part of the soul's decision that you'd be there and throw them the life raft, or you'd be there and do what you could. But if a being is choosing to leave this dimensional reality and their soul knows exactly what it's doing, then if and when that happens, we are to respect that soul for its journey. So this is a very active contemplation for me right now, because I have a brain that can furnish all sorts of videos of all the things that could happen to a little puppy, so vulnerable. And I know that my commitment to myself is to enjoy the experience. I've determined and chosen to have this little puppy in my life to bring more joy into my life, to bring playfulness and fun and joy, and hopefully at the end of 5 weeks for Molly as well. At the moment, she's not on board with that program, but hopefully as when the time elapses, she will also feel that joy of adding to our little family and adding the fur babies and saying, I definitely have room in my heart for another being to love and respect their journey always. Respect their soul's journey always. And you see, there's a smile that comes with that, of the love involved with that. The love, how lovely it feels to respect another being's soul's journey.